This podcast was created by Shonda Groon for Professor Jeff McKendricks, EDUC 515 at Azusa Pacific University. Even as early as the 17th century, inventors like Wilhelm Schickard and Blaise Pascal had constructed multi-column mechanical calculators. By 1833, Charles Babbage had invented the analytical engine, capable of solving any simple conditional operation using punch cards. But it wasn't until World War II that there were huge leaps being made in the field of computers. George Stibitz created the relay-based interpolator, programmable by paper tape, capable of complex calculations and remote use via telephone lines. Alan Turing and Tommy Flowers made computers that gathered intelligence and were capable of deciphering intercepted Nazi messages. MIT developed the first flight simulator. In 1941, the German engineer Konrad Zuse completed the Z3, the first general-purpose programmable calculator using binary math. The surge in computer development extended even beyond the war. Thanks to John von Neumann and Maurice Wilkes, the first stored program computer was developed, eliminating the need for punched paper tape. And in 1947, Bell Laboratories invented the first transistor. In the 1950s, computers like Leo were used to solve scheduling, production, and delivery problems for businesses. The first large-scale computer communications network, SAGE, was established. During this decade, we also saw the first electronic computer, the IBM 650, and the first mass-produced computers. There began to be general-purpose, programmable computers built with transistors, and even the integrated circuit. In the 1960s, more reliable transistors were developed. So was the use of central and peripheral processing units, and magnetic core memory. Both were developed, making real-time data processing, drawing programs, and the first large-scale array computer a reality. Computers have become powerful enough to steer Apollo 11 to the moon. There were also mutually compatible computers. Space War, the first video game, inspired by the Cold War, was developed, and for the first time ever, mini-computers were commercially successful despite their $18,000 price tag. They were purchased by thousands of manufacturing plants, labs, and small businesses. During the 1970s, Bob Kahn and Vint Cerf developed the basic ideas of the Internet. Microsoft, Apple, and Atari were born. Significant computer developments included the TV typewriter, the first personal computer, 8-bit microprocessors, the mouse, and local area networks. The computer was no longer limited to specialized military, business, or mathematical calculations. It was for everyone. As a matter of fact, at this time, Ed Roberts coined the term personal computer. The 80s brought continued growth. In 1982, rather than select Man of the Year, Time magazine named the computer Machine of the Year. The rest of the decade saw the first edition of Microsoft Windows, the first IBM PC, and more personal computers making their way into American homes. In the 1990s, computers became an indispensable part of our lives, in large part due to falling prices, greater user-friendliness, and multifunctionality thanks to Tim Berners-Lee, who in 1991 developed the World Wide Web and released the first web server. The Internet changed forever the way that we communicate and process and consume information. Over the last decade, computers have become more and more personalized and integrated into our lives thanks to programs like iTunes, smartphones, and social networking sites. There is no doubt that this trend toward personalization will continue well into the future. Artificial intelligence is an area of computer science receiving a lot of attention at establishments like MIT and Caltech thanks to its potential future applications. Voice recognition software could become so effective that instead of having a room parent come in to listen to a struggling reader, A computer could listen and even provide the necessary support. Maybe PDAs will become robotic personal assistants. Who knows? One day not too far from today, the computer may become truly personalized.